here's the fruits of our labor, keeping in mind that we're not done. This is raw koshien, nama. So, and you can use this again, this fabric again. There's really no need to throw it out. Just rinse it off before you throw it in the wash. You probably want to wash it by hand separately anyway. Let's check on the azuki real quick. Azuki take a really long time, and if you don't cook them all the way, it's going to be a nasty texture. A lot of people make a couple mistakes when they make Anko for the first time, and that's A, burn the beans because you walk away and forget about them, done that, and B, you undercook them, done that. Learn from my mistakes, don't do that, watch it, come back, skim it off. So one more skimming, and then we're going to work on the shiro. Okay. Alright, let's take this raw koshien, which has been wrung out. Look at that. I'm going to add half a cup of that syrup, and I'm going to turn it on low. Because it needs to cook down anyway, it's still kind of raw. The sugar needs to get in there in the back, and the water will evaporate. So I want it on low. And it's going to start off with this very watery consistency. You're going to want to stir it often, because if you burn this, it's going to taste like burnt sugar and beans, which is going to be the nastiest combination you ever had, and the last thing you want to serve something at a tea ceremony. I have been stirring this constantly for the past 20 minutes. And I have added more syrup, but first I made the syrup even sweeter because it wasn't as sweet as I wanted it to be, and I didn't want to be here all day boiling the syrup down to make my shiro-an condensed enough to be as sweet as I like it. So do you see how shiny it is? How smooth? That's what you want. That's the amount of sugar you want in there. You want a nice, smooth, shiny shiro-an. I'm going to make it a little thicker as we're doing this. And another thing about shiro-an is that it's pretty much, it doesn't have as strong a flavor as Anko. It's, you can put additives in it. Like I, for example, like to put kurogomo, which are black sesames, and it adds a really good taste. I like to crush them first and make a paste with that and the shiro-an, and then put that in ohagi and make kind of like a sesame paste to use in my wagashi. So here we are. We're about done. It's very hot. It's come a long way from the humble beginnings of dried lima beans. And one thing, like I said, you have to keep stirring it, or else you're going to have these little brown specks you're going to need to pick out. So that's burnt bean sugar. I wanted to get it a little thicker because I'm going to be using it in something instead of on something. You want like a thicker koshien if you're going to be making it into balls. It just depends on what you're doing. See how much that's thickened up? So, it's been a lot of work, and we've transformed humble American lima beans into these beautiful Japanese ingredient. It's thick enough that I can stick a spoon in it, so I'm happy with the way it turned out. So I'm going to get a cookie sheet, and I'm going to cool this mass of thick, gooey, delightful, delicious shiro-an. And you're going to be able to make a lot of stuff with this. Believe it or not, you can put it on top of stuff, you can put it in stuff, you could put it on toast. Beans are brain food. If you put this on toast in the morning, you're going to be smart all day. And it tastes good. Come on, it tastes good. You might not believe me. Oh, they're lima beans, they're nasty. It's really good. And you could add stuff to it. You could add kinako to it. I've done that before, which is roasted whole soybean flour, and then it's ground out. It tastes just like peanut butter. You could add peanuts to it. There's no end to the possibilities you can do, since this is kind of like a blank slate and you can put all sorts of additives in there. So let's set this aside to cool and turn our attention to the azuki beans. It's almost done. In fact, I'm just going to call it done. Take these beautiful, time-consumingly created beans and turn that on medium heat, and then add enough to sweeten. I've been stirring this for quite some time and adding sugar syrup as needed, and ever so often I do this to break some of that up. You just want to keep constantly stirring this, medium-high heat. I'm going to thicken it up just a little more, and you can use this the same way you use shidon, but you can't make, of course, delicate little sweets. This has a much stronger flavor than the shidon. You can use it to cover rice balls and make botamochi or ohagi. You can use it as a filling, use it on ice cream, use it on cakes, use it on toast. This stuff is really delicious, really versatile. Okay, here's what we're looking at as consistency. Look at that beautiful color. Cool this again, like you did with the shidon. Isn't that beautiful? That's an excellent color. Nice, deep, rich red. We have just made two types of Anko, shidon and aka-an, and we've also made subu or subushi-an, which is the chunky bean paste, and we've made koshi-an. And we can use these with all sorts of desserts or by themselves. So I'm really, really glad that you guys came by and came into my kitchen and helped me cook. I hope I've inspired you to make some wagashi, and we'll be using this for other stuff later on. Please visit our website at www.theanimeblog.com for all sorts of other recipes and fun stuff pertaining to Japanese cuisine and anime. Thanks a lot, and I'll cook with you later.